Good morning, kings and queens. This is Beyond the Walls Ministry, and I'm your minister, TJ Beatty. Hey, this morning, I just want to remind you, don't forget what God has called you to do. Don't forget what God has called you to do. We are all servants of the Most High. We as people, we as men and women of God, we have a duty to make sure that we are serving people, that we are giving our best to people, that we're treating people with the utmost respect. Don't get to a point in life or position in life where you feel like that because you've been called to ministry, maybe you've been called to be a pastor, maybe you've been called to be a musician. Maybe you've been called on the job to be the new CEO. Don't get to a point where you feel like that you are so higher than other people that you treat them like nothing. That you tarnish and you destroy the relationships that you built over years, time that you put in with people, learning and growing with them to the point where you feel like that you know it all. Because when you get to the point where you start belittling people, when you get to the point where you start treating people as they're if nothing, then God will humble you. The word of God says that those who are exalted will be humble. When you start putting yourself over people like, no, I'm the Mr. Know-it-all, that I just really got it going on, God will humble you and bring you down to that level where you need to understand, where he'll put you in a position where you won't have no other choice but to say you're sorry, but to be forgiving. God will get you where he needs to get. Does God have to take everything from you? Does God have to humble you to the point where you'll start treating people? You shouldn't do that. You should have the forgiving heart right now. You should say, you know what, hey, I am wrong. I messed up. I failed. I did some things I shouldn't have done. But I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to apologize so that I can be right with God, so I can continue walking in his blessings, so I can continue to be covered, so I can continue to be protected, so I can continue to operate in his power, so I can continue to have this prosperity, so I can continue to have this peace. Those things, because I know that I'm a believer of God. I know that what I'm striving for, I know what I want from God. I know where I want to be at with God. I know that the ultimate goal is to be in heaven with him. Because so I'm trying to do those things, guess what? God doesn't have to humble me. Because those who are exalted will be humbled, but those who are humbled will be exalted. It's the ones who you know what? Hey, that'll say, you know, they don't have too much pride to say I apologize. Who don't have too much pride to say, you know what? I help you out. Don't have too much pride to be a servant and service you and give you that service that you need to show you that love, that kindness, that understanding on today. Don't allow God to have to whoop your tail. Some of us need a whooping. Sometimes God has to give us a whooping to make us understand and know, hey, this ain't right. This ain't right. You got to discipline your children sometimes. Sometimes God has to discipline us. Some things we go through, guess what? We have a lack of discipline. Hey, as a football coach, sometimes I say, man, we lacking discipline. What I got to do to get that discipline so I can make sure that we're on the right pace to become champions, to be winners, to be better athletes, to be a better team, to be a better organization, to be better young men. Does God have to discipline you on today? I'm just saying, be humble on today. Be humble in all that you do. Watch your approach on today, how you do things, how you go about things, how you deal with people. There's none of us that are perfect, but we all need perfecting. That's what God is trying to do. He's trying to perfect you on today. Hey, I love you guys. I hope today you guys have a great and amazing and fantastic Friday. Hey, be blessed.